REMARKETER, empowering realtors.
Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me this morning. So, our discussion today is on CRM, but I thought that it'd be a good opportunity for me to maybe introduce to you some of the more advanced and maybe a little bit hidden features of the CRM in Remarketer for those of you who want to take your CRM practices to the next level. Now, in Remarketer, we always go by one of our main pillars and probably our philosophy in building software. And the main thing is to stay away from complications and make things as simple and easy as possible. It's a fact that for pretty much any software solution out there, there's uh, perhaps a small minimal surface of the platform that is the majority of the use cases, and the main reason why people use that software. And then there are the all the deeper and all the more advanced functions and features that only a few might use. So that's why we tend to make software in a way that it's simple, it's easy to understand, and easy to work. And as much as possible, it would be pre-configured, so you don't have to worry about configurations and settings and making sure that a complex system is put into place before anything can be done. Remarketer pretty much is active off the bat, and things start working even without you making any uh, settings or configurations, or spending any time at the beginning. Nevertheless, there are some features and functions that are required when you want to take a more advanced stance at your CRM strategy and tactics. And therefore, we've built those into the system as well. Still, under the same principle that we want to make and keep things as simple and easy to understand as possible. So these are some of the points that I just want to introduce you today. There's not a specific flow to it. It's more than different features and functions that you might not have. Uh, uh, might have known they exist, and could definitely be of use if you wish to take your CRM uh, practices to a higher uh, and more advanced level. So let's go ahead and get into the platform and check things out. All right. So obviously, Contact Manager is the core of your CRM. The whole platform pretty much has many different tools that would fall under the same, basically, it would fall under the context of CRM. CRM is client relationship management, which is, again and again, I spell it out. It's a relationship management strategy. So it's a set of strategies that you have to pretty much do what it says, to manage your relationship with your clients. Uh, the range of clients is a little bit broader as well, in the sense that you use the software. Is that it doesn't really have to be clients per se. It could be prospects and leads and clients and past clients and sphere of influence and on and on and on. So there are many different categorizations that would apply to the context of the C in the abbreviation of a CRM. But you would have to have different strategies and different approaches for each one of these categories. But Contact Manager is where you have the contact information for all of those C's pretty much anyone that you want to manage a relationship with. That's why it's the core, it's the context right there. But in order to be able to generate the content, in order to be able to approach and manage that relationship, there are many different tools that are available out there. For example, we have news and blogs where you're able to create blog posts and you know use the news articles that we make available and send those to your clients and use them as your um, uh, relationship management context. We do have newsletters where you can use the monthly newsletters that we make available. If you're a part of a brokerage implementation of Remarketer, you'd have context provided by your brokerage that you can utilize to communicate with your peers. You can create your own newsletters in there as well. We've got Listing Courier, which is designed for communicating the listing updates, open house invitations, new just listed properties, just sold properties, greeting cards, Content GPT, which is our application of AI for generating content with news and market analysis, graphics. We've got CMAs, we've got all sorts of different things. So, for example, market reports where you will be able to generate markets um, updates for uh, the target audiences that would be interested in analytical information, and many more. So there are so many tools available within Remarketer that these are the tools that you would be using to communicate with your audiences, whether they are leads or prospects or sphere of influence or current clients or past clients. There's several different tools available within the platform, and you utilize these tools to communicate with these audiences, to build content, and to keep in touch in various ways and with various values that you would be providing to your clients. So that's very important for you to be able to utilize all of these. Some of them are automated and automatically go out from the system, uh, um, prefabricated and already meeting the expectations of a broad range of your contacts or peers, like the monthly newsletter that can go out automatically, like the greeting cards that go out automatically. So there are many different aspects of Remarketer that are automatically configured for you, which you don't really even have to think about it. As soon as you have Remarketer or up and running, it starts communicating with your peers. As long as you have your contact manager sorted out. So that's why I refer to the contact manager tab right here as our main and core of the CRM. This is where the contacts are configured, and I need to make sure that this list, the list of my contacts, are up to date, complete, and regularly updated so that have the latest information in there. So this is where we're going to focus today. This is where we're going to look at some of the features and functions that we have available. I'm just going to start from scratch and, tell you everything about this module and whatever we have in there, but it'll be more of a bullet point approach. So I can reach to as many of the features and more advanced features as possible during the sessions. Obviously, we do have other sessions, which is designed to talk about a specific aspect of that. And if you want more details on any one of the stuff that I talked to you about, I encourage you to go to the academy right here at the top, and you're going to be able to see all of our previously recorded sessions on any topic. Okay, let's go back to Contact Manager. So this is where you have all your contacts stored. And if you're new to the platform, or if you haven't really paid attention to this, any contact that's generated from your website. So let's say someone goes to your website and fills out a contact form or fills out a home valuation form, or signs in to gain access to vow information like sold history, etc., those contacts will automatically be saved here. So even if you have never imported any contacts into the system, you might still see some leads in here. So these are the people, these are the contacts that come through your website. Not all of them are validated. Not all of them are legitimate, but it's very easy to find out. And for example, you might see something like this, which obviously is not an email that you can communicate with. You can certainly go ahead and delete that, or tag it, or unsubscribe it, so that at least communication efforts are not made for these contacts. But then there are things that uh, leads that could definitely be legitimate, that you should definitely look into and have a communication strategy in place for them. Now, one of the things that you could do here is you can import contacts. So if you haven't imported your contacts from elsewhere into your remarketer, this is where you can certainly import contacts into. The CSV import is pretty straightforward. I'm not going to get into it, but I'll let you know what you need to do. All you need to do is to have your contacts from whatever external source that you have them in, organized in a spreadsheet, which is saved in a CSV format. So it has to be a CSV format. Well, whatever spreadsheet that you use, all of them have this common format, share this common format. So whatever spreadsheet you use, if it's Google's Sheets, or if it's Microsoft Excel, or any other spreadsheet that you use, is capable of saving your file in CSV format. All you need to do afterwards is just to drag and drop that CSV file into this, and then go ahead and complete the importing um, steps. It's going to read your file, give you the columns, you match the columns to the fields of your CRM, and then you hit import, and the whole list is going to be imported in there. So that's something that you're going to be able to find under tools right here, CSV import. If you ever need to export your list from Remarketer, you could just simply use this function right here. Now, um, when you have your contacts available in your contact list, the system, well, you have the ability to use all these tools that I just mentioned to communicate with your contacts. So let's say you send out a monthly newsletter to all of your contacts. It's a matter of fact that not everybody is interested in that, in you communicating with them through email, and they may unsubscribe. There could also be the cases that, for instance, you might have an email address added to your system, which was misspelled, or for whatever reason that email address is not correct, and the email might be bounced. So there are many reasons why. When you send out emails, either it's rejected by the recipient, or it's completely bounced, and the receiving address is not correct. So what happens is that the system, if someone unsubscribes, or if an email is bounced, the system is going to automatically restrain that contact. So once those contacts are restrained, um, the system will not send emails to them anymore. You still have the contact available here, but let's say if I go to news and blogs and I want to email this post to my contacts, that contact will not be available in the list of emails that I have, that I'm able to send emails to. You see all of these? These are all active contacts. It shows me that emails in the past have been sent to these email addresses, and they have been received and opened and interacted with. So that shows that these contacts are active. Over here, I can see the unknown ones. So these are the new ones. So uh, I've never, the system has never had any feedback with regards to this email address, and they're included in this list here for me to send out an email. Now, if that email, so let's say, for instance, this email then bounces, the system is going to restrict this email and never include it in this list here again. Now, I explained that to you so that you can understand what this item is under tools. This is where you can see the restrained contact. So if you go to send an email to a contact and you see that that contact is available here, but not in the list that you can email to, you know where to look for that contact. You can come to the restrained contacts and you can see all the emails that have bounced. For example, this one has unsubscribed. This one is stale. So these are the different status for your restrained contact. So you know what has happened here. Bounced is easy to understand. This email address does not is not active. So the system did try to send an email to that person, and then it just bounced, and that's why it's restrained. This one is unsubscribed. So it did go out, the email did go out, but the user then unsubscribed. So we won't try to send emails to that person again because they have unsubscribed. So once they unsubscribe, the system does not delete the contact from your contact list. You still have the contact in your contact list, but it's restrained. So it won't be included in the email list that is allowed to be communicated with. Then we have stale. So stale is basically email addresses that are active and you do send emails to, but they have never shown any interest in your emails. They have never even opened your email once. So after a period of time, the system decides, hey, you know what? It's not worth it to send emails to this person because the moment they open the email, they're most probably going to unsubscribe anyway. So let's keep that away. Now, the reason for that is that you do have to maintain um, a uh, a reputation for being able to have a high um, level of success in your email marketing. And it's very difficult and it's very important and crucial. And it's getting more and more mandated by the receiving mail servers. If you have a mailing list and you send emails to that mailing list, the maximum amount, the threshold allowed for you to maintain a good reputation for the mail servers in order for your emails to be landing in inboxes and not spam uh, is about uh, a 0.5% of unsubscriptions. So grasp the reality there. If you send out a mail campaign and you have 30% of your recipients unsubscribing on you, that is going to be devastating to your email reputation. So that is going to blacklist you, that is going to blacklist your email, blacklist your domain, even has impact on the IP addresses that are saying so. So we have to restrict some outgoing emails as well, and then the receiving email servers will also uh, restrict emails being sent by either by directing your emails to spam folders or blocking them outright. So that's why it's important to keep this list and have this list because we don't want to continue sending emails to people that have unsubscribed once because they're going to unsubscribe again and again and again. If it's bounced, that's going to also reduce our reputation if we send emails to receiving contacts that keep bouncing. And the same thing for these as well. If they've never interacted, we don't want to risk the fact that um, an email is sent out to them and they unsubscribe. So having them as part of a mailing list uh, is not crucial because they don't interact anyway. We can still have their contact, but not the mailing list. Now, if someone has unsubscribed by mistake and you want to resubscribe them, you have the action right here. So all you need to do is to come to your restrained contacts, find the contact, and then click on resubscribe. Now, the resubscription function is that um, it is going to send them to a link here. You should send them this link, and they should register again with the mail server. That's what they need to do in order for the system to mark them as active again so that they can receive emails. So that's where you would go to see your restrained contacts right here. All right. So let's go into one of the contacts. One more thing before we go inside. So you have the columns right here. So you have several different columns giving you the full name, the email address, the category of the contact. So whether it's a lead or a general contact or etc. The engagement level, you can see the engagement level here. This one is a passive contact. We have an active contact. This is a very high engaging contact because they open a lot of emails and they interact with your website, and the system is continuously monitoring the engagement level. And this is how they're categorizing your contacts um, based on the level of their engagement. And we've got the passive ones, which are, they have an occasional interaction with your system. All right. The date, the entry date, that's when the contact was added to the system here. We've got the full address over here, and then we've got some tags right here as well. So these are the tags that we could use for categorization. Some of them are system tags, and some of them are manual tags that you can add. If I want to tag this contact, for instance, for a separate level of uh, categorization, I can click on this. I've got all my previously added tags here. So let's say, for instance, this one is a first-time home buyer, and I have an FTHB tag here for first-time home buyers. I can add that tag here, and now this contact has been added to my first-time home buyers group, if you want to say, right? The rest of the tags, the system tags, are this one, for example, vow access. So how did I even get this contact in the first place? They were trying to access sold information on my website, and the system prompted them for registering and accessing vow. That's how I created this. That's how I got this one. This one's got a home evaluation tab. So the first time that they interacted with my website, they filled out a home valuation form, and that's how I got this contact right here. This one's got a contact page tab. So they had filled out my contact form, and that's how I got this lead right here. Okay. And so on and so forth. So there could be some system tags here, and there could be some tags that you would be adding yourself to further categorize them. You also have this tag right here, the moderate lead, a super hot lead. So that's because it's a high level of engagement here, an active lead. So this is the level of engagement, giving you a color coded tagging system here as well to give you a better visual ability to kind of focus on the ones that you really need to pay attention to. So as soon as you see an active lead, you know that this person is interacting with your system. You have to find ways to communicate with that person, right? If you already haven't. So these are the information that you have here. And we have a little tool down here called Arrange Columns. If you, for instance, don't care about the address and instead want to have another piece of information on the first page right here, you can go to Tools and Arrange Columns, and you can change the columns that you have. These are all the columns that you can have in the display page on your uh, CRM entry point, and you can change things. So, for example, I don't want the full address here, so I find the full address. Where are we? Address right here. I can click on the minus sign here, so that it should. What else do we have? Another one. This one, full address. It pulls it away, and then instead, let's say I want to add. mm, let's see. Um, Quality of relationship. I can add the quality of relationship here. I can then move this, let's say here, and then I can save it. There we go. So now instead of the address, I have the quality of relationship, which is another setting that I can have for my contacts. All right. So now you know about the arranged columns. You can also filter by tag. You can edit the tags if you want to change any of the tags. We're going to come back to this one and this one. You have the export, CSV import, and you've got the restrained contacts as well. Uh, the other item that you have down here is a label print. So if you want to print labels, especially address labels, what we would need to do is we would need to select the contacts that we want to print label for. And then I'm going to click on print label. So this is going to ask for the label size. We support one standard sheet, which is a 30 label sheet. This is the standard code. So if you go to Staples, for instance, and if you want to buy one of those labels sheets, a sheet of paper that you can insert into a printer with several labels, sticker labels on them. This is the one that you should buy. So it's a 5160/8160. They've got 30 labels, stickers on one sheet of paper. You can feed that into your printer, and this automatically fits into that there. So what do you want? I want recipient address label or sender address labels. Sender address label is your address. Recipient's address label is the recipient. So basically, the system is going to generate a file that's ready to be printed for. So these are the ones. Two of the contacts that I selected had um, uh, addresses in their settings, and that's why those two are appearing here. This fits right onto the stickers that we have. The 30 stickers are 3 columns, so 1, 2, 3, and then 10 rows of stickers on that paper. So this is ready to be printed. You just hit print, and that's what you need to do. That's all. So we have that one as well. Now, if you are a LeadMaster subscriber, you will also have this nurtured contacts section as well. It's another viewpoint of the same. You're still in Contact Manager, but you're looking at only the contacts. You can see all the leads are now here, mostly. Only the contacts that have been configured to be nurtured, meaning automatic listing alerts are being sent out to these contacts, or automatic neighborhood updates are being sent out, automatic seller updates are being sent out, automatic market reports are being sent out to these people. So some sort of nurturing has been configured for these contacts. So then you can go ahead and see, for instance, the level of engagement that they have with your nurturing content. So, for example, I can see this one, which is very high, or this one, which is moderate, and this one, which is active. So, this is telling me that these people are kind of engaging with the nurturing material that I'm sending out to them. But the ones that are passive will set, they're telling me something. They're not interested in exactly the type of content I'm sending to them. So what do? I contact them. I rethink what their interest could be. I email them, and I start a new strategy to communicating with them, so that I can get most of these people active. Where do I configure these nurturing content? I can go to edit, and over here I've got nurturing control. So again, these are for LeadMaster subscribers. Some of these options are for LeadMaster subscribers. The rest of the options are also available for other uh, uh, tiers of subscription as well. You've got the automatic newsletter, which could be on. So every month, the newsletter that we prepare internally is going to be automatically sent to this contact as well. You've got the occasional greetings. So on these occasions, an automatic greeting card is going to be sent out to them. So that's the bare minimum that Remarketer offers you. Now, for LeadMaster subscribers, you have even more. So you can configure a market report to automatically be sent to this contact. So let's say, for instance, this contact has got a house in uh, let's say, for instance, Barry, right? So I can select Barry from the drop down list right here and save this. All right. So now I know that this person is configured with Barry and then switch this on. That's all I need to do. What happens is that going forward, the system is going to send out Barry's market report every month automatically to this contact. That's great because I know that the person owns a property in Barrie, and the Barrie market report resonates with someone who owns an asset in Barrie, and they're going to be able to continuously uh, 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 understand how their market dynamics are shifting. And this is a value that you're providing to this specific contact. Another contact might be in a different city, and therefore you're going to be able to select a different city and send it out to them. Now, if a contact is a buyer or anticipating buying a property, you can set the criteria, of the property that they would be interested in, and switch this on. So the system will automatically send them weekly updates of the listings that have recently been listed, so that they can, stay in the loop and see what properties, according to their specific criteria, are being listed in the market. So that's another thing that you can configure here. We've got seller new listing alerts. This one is a little bit different. You do have the property's address, so that specific lead's property address recorded in here. This will automatically happen if they fill out a home valuation form on your website. Otherwise, you can put in their property address, and the system is going to send neighborhood updates to this person. So, what properties similar to yours has been listed in your market? What properties similar in yours have been sold in your immediate market? So you can see what's happening in your own neighborhood with regards to the property that you own. So this is a seller update, so a possible seller update. So it's a good thing for your past clients, anyone who you work with and you purchase a property with for them. You can also set them up with this feature so that they can continuously keep track of how their immediate market for their respective property type is uh, evolving as you go along, as well as people who are leads or prospects who would are thinking of buying a property, so they can really, I'm sorry, selling a property, so they can kind of see where the markets are going with regards to their specific neighborhood and their specific property type. So that's the seller listing alert. And then obviously, if you want to send out automatic daily listings, you can switch this on as well. So it's the same criteria configured here for the buyer, but instead of a weekly update, they're going to get daily listing alerts. So these are all the nurturing controls. And if we go back to Contact Manager and go to Tools and look at the nurtured contacts, these are all the contacts who have one of those nurturing controls configured for them. And then you can monitor them based on uh, well, basically, this filters those contacts only, so you can kind of see how your nurturing uh, efforts are paying off pretty much. All right. So I'll just click on the contact manager again to go back to our normal list. So this is everything you've got under tools, except for task lists, which I will show you in a moment. All right. So let's go ahead and edit this contact right here. All right. So once you edit, on the left, you have all the configurations for that uh, contact. Obviously, the profile configurations are right here, which you can update. You can add family members if you want to add a family member to this contact, so that you would remember. You can add these family members here. So you can add as many family members as you wish, and then there are many different relationships that can be set here. So is it a spouse? Is it a parent? Is it a sibling? Is it a, I don't know, an in-law, a partner, a foster child, a foster parent, whatever. So there's a big list right here where you can select from. and you can add contacts, well, basically family members to contacts. Now, um, it's two ways to configure family members. If you communicate with this person as well as the, let's say, the spouse separately, then you might have a separate contact in your contact manager for the spouse of this contact, right? So what you would need to do is you can add and you can search contacts. So for example, let's say you might say that, all right, so for example, this one is the spouse of this contact right here. So you can select that contact right there, and you can specify the relationship, and you don't need to add as a contact because it's already a contact right there. You can even add notes, for example, right? So and then save that contact. Otherwise, if it's just for um, informational purposes, you can just simply record the information of that spouse, and then that will be added under family members. So you can have all the family members, even the family pet, for instance, can be added in here. So you have all the information. If you're ever going to talk to that person, you have all the information about them. It gives giving you a much more personal touch, obviously. And then we've got a special occasions here as well. Now, the special occasions is also important. If you want to record, let's say, their property's closing date, you can certainly record that here. So you have that special occasion in there as well. So the occasion name could be closing um, date or home closing date, whatever. You can select the date, month, year, put in any notes that you want to have, and then save that. So you have that special occasion in there. There could be any other special occasions as well. For example, their spouse's birthday or their, um, let's say, their anniversary date, whatever that you feel could be useful can be added in here. Special occasions, when they got hired in a certain role, when um, yeah, I don't know, whatever occasions that you might want to remember in order to be able to, include in your conversations with them down the road. You can also record here. So these are two um, special features of Remarketer, which doesn't really restrict you to one family member or two or three family members. You can have as many family members added to this contact as possible for informational use or for communications, as well as special occasions where you can record as many special occasions as you wish, not just a closing date or not just a birth date. Most of the CRMs are limited to these two very common special occasions that you want to record, which are also available under profile. So, for instance, you have the date of birth already available in here, but any other special occasion that you want to record, you can record in there as well. Which brings us to the next tab, which is the browsing history. This is another tab that's available to LeadMaster subscribers. Whether you're using the app, the mobile app, or your website, any property that's been browsed by by this contact can be viewed for you here, and you can see what properties they're looking at. You can see the history of their interaction here as well. So basically, it is telling you what parts of your website they have um, they have visited, what pages they've gone to, what searches they have run. All of these can be viewed in here, and you can kind of see their interest, their areas of interest on your website. So you have the viewed properties, and you can go back 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months to see all the history pretty much with this contact. Um, Accounting is what we talked about last week, so I refer you to last week's uh, webinar if you are interested to see how we can keep track of all the income and expenses uh, for the contacts. and nurturing is what we saw today. Now, let's go back to the first tab right here, and that is the tasks tab. So over here, these are, um, uh, I think, if you really want to take your CRM practices to a good level, this is the tab that you have to start using a lot more. So this is showing you all the tasks that you have fulfilled or you have planned. Like, if you want to have reminders for certain things that need to be done for this contact. And with once you go to the tasks pane, you have everything that's been done for this contact available here. Let me go to another contact, which might have a little bit more. Hopefully, I can find that. Maybe it's this one. Uh, Yeah. So these are all some of the tasks that we have completed here, as you can see, right? So we have, um, I'm under the all tasks tab right here. I can see everything, right? So the last task that had been completed here was the New Year greeting card that was sent out to this contact. Before that, there was a holidays greeting card that was sent out to this contact. Then we had five important market insights, former Bank of Canada governors, whatever, shared. So these was another email that was sent out to this contact. We've had meetings with them, we've had call-ins with them, we've had call-outs with them. So we have all these tasks that have been completed. We categorize them into pending, so things that still need to be done, completed, the ones that have already taken place, and then the system tasks. So these are the tasks that were part of the system automation. So you know exactly what things have gone out automatically, like these two emails, what things I have done like this. So let's say, for example, now after quite a while, I'm going to get in touch with this John Doe and have a conversation. Now, good CRM practice is for you to record that. And that doesn't have to be a super scientific thing that you do in a CRM. All you need to do is to record the tab. So I log in and go to that contact. I have my contact's phone number, for example, right here. I can go ahead and call them on my cell phone. It doesn't have to be through a system or anything. Just, remember simplification. You can do those as well with Remarketer. I'll tell you how, but you don't need to. All I need to do is to record a task, right? So I'm on the phone with John Doe right now. Say, hey, how you doing? How are things? How's the family? I know who the family members are. I know the special occasions. Oh, by the way, it was your birthday. What did you do? How's your wife? Is the dog still around? So you have a lot of content to see. I see you've been recently looking at a certain property. Was that an interest there? So you have all the information that you need to talk to that person, right? So then I'm just going to fill this task title for myself. All right. So called to um, uh, you know touch base, whatever. All right. So that's as simple as just calling to touch base. That's an important thing to record here. Was it a call? Was it a conversation I've had? Was it a contract I signed? Was it direct mail that I sent? It was a call that I made right here. So it was today at, let's say, 11 a.m. And then there are notes there. So they may be thinking to downsize. Just found out that their son is gone to college, right? So that's my take right here. That's my notes right here. I've put that down. And so this is completed. I just completed my phone call right there. So I'll just save that. So now I have here a call here. Now, um, you might want to be a little bit more objective with the title. So, with the system, with looking at this, you can also edit that if you want. Right. So I'm just going to say may be maybe downsizing. See, I'm a little bit more strategic with my um, with my tasks now. So I know now here by looking at my list of tasks, uh, I made a call. That's the outcome of uh, the call completed. So the call is done. Now, I want to set a reminder for myself to take further actions right here. So let's say during my call, we said, all right, so let's touch base next month so that we can go over some options maybe, right? So that was the conversation. So I need to set another task here. So this is going over options. So I need to make a call, let's say next month. So March 10th, for example, 11 a.m. All right. So they may be thinking of downsizing. Um, provide options. And I need to set a reminder now. All right. So it's for next month on the 10th of March. I need to set a reminder, and it's not completed yet. This call is for the future, not right now. So I can save that. I did record my call that happened today, and I am going to save a call for next month. So that is going to put that into the pending category. So these are the stuff I still need to do with this contact. If I go to the dashboard, you would see those calls when it comes uh, to time, and you're going to see the reminders popping up for you at the time, so you can easily take care of stuff uh, going forward. All right. Once this call is made, I could just come here, view, and say, all right, you know what? It's now completed. Okay. So that task is fully fulfilled. Now, let's go back to this contact right here. So this is how you're going to be able to keep track of all your conversations with your contacts, and it makes it a lot easier for you to see what was the past conversations and what needs to be done in the future, what your plans are with regards to communicating with this contact. Um, Now I want to show you a trick. Let's say I want to I have like these calling sessions, which I start calling my past clients and I kind of touch base, right? So let's say every day I want to call 10 people. And these are the 10 people that I want to call today. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. So these are the 10 people I want to call today. Instead of just going back and forth and back and forth, what I'll need to do is to go to select them. I select this pawn, and then I go to bulk actions, and then I click edit. All right. Now I have the first person loaded up here, but note this little next icon that we have right here. So now I can call this person. So, all right. So task, I made a call, didn't answer. All right. So that's completed. And then I want to set another task, uh, touch base. Let's call tomorrow. All right, so I'll put that in there and I will set a reminder, set, done. So that's what I need to do. Then I click next. It brings up the next person. I'll do the same thing, task call, was able to talk, nothing much. Um, touch base again in 3 months. Boom. So that's what we need to do. I record that next. So next time that I come up, I see my previous conversation. I know when it was. I know what we talked about. I know what I offered. I know what I suggested. I know what we plan to do later on. What's our next step, et cetera, et cetera. So I can just go one by one and just go and uh, pretty much talk to each one of them until the end of the list. So these are my 10 contacts and then done. So that's my list for the day. And I can go to the next 10 people tomorrow. So that's how you can also bulk edit contacts in order to be able to uh, işte. All right. So now you also know what these are. Now, the assignment of the contact is for teams. So if you're a team member, that's where you can do. So you can assign leads to your team members. That's for Teams accounts. Call and SMS can be activated if you go to settings and go to add-ons and activate this voice and text add-on. So it basically connects your account to Twilio and it allows you to make calls and send text messages directly from within the system. If that's your ball game, pretty much. Now, um, the final area that I want you guys to take a look at are these actions uh, section right here. So the actions button provides you some further actions. At the very top, we have add referrer. So this again allows you to say that this person, this contact of mine, was referred to me by somebody else, by John Doe, for example, right? So he referred this contact to me in 2025, for example, right? And I can save that. Now, I have a referral successfully set. And where do I see that playing out for me? Under financial analysis. So if you remember, last week we did talk about this section right here. So you see, John Doe has made one referral to me, and I have these lists down here. This is for my client appreciation list. So I know how much income I've made by clients, and I know the number of referrals that I'm getting by different clients of mine. And this way, I can really build on my client appreciation strategies and tactics, right? So that's how you're going to be able to add um, referrals. So that's the add referrer uh, over here. The add new task is the same thing that we did right here. So you have it under actions as well. Uh, and then we have the option to assign a task list. So the task list is uh, the other thing that I want to tell you about today. So if we go back to the contact manager, uh, now you know what tasks are. Um, and how you can add individual tasks now. A task list is a bunch of tasks that you can assign to a contact at once. And those are configured under tools, task lists. That's the only item that was left over here. All right. So under task lists, we have different task lists. So lead follow-up task list, just sold task list, new listing task list, showing follow-up task list, and you can also create your own task list as well. Open house prospecting, for example, is another task list here. So let's take a look at the open house prospecting task list. So for example, here we've got several tasks allocated here. Follow-up call for feedback after 1 day. Second follow-up after 3 days. Send update on property after 1 week. Check up on purchase status after 1 month. So this is available in the system and pre-configured. If you want to make any changes to it, to your own preference, you can do that. You can add further tasks to it, or you can change the tasks as you wish. For example, right? So we can configure all the task lists that are already available in the system to our liking, or we can even create new task lists. So I can call the task list, give it a name. So, for example, let's say, um, what do we have here already? expired door knocking or whatever. So these are all my task lists in there. Online leads follow up. Um, I'm just gonna go um, right off the top of my head. Let's say I want to have a strategy for, um, let's say, referral appreciation. All right. So these are the tasks. The first thing that I'm going to do is that call uh, and say thanks. So that's the first thing that I got to do. And then the next task is going to be send gift on the same day, and then call and check on gift, for example, after, let's say, 1 week. All right, so that's my task list. So I want to remember to do that when I'm sending out uh, appreciation gifts to many of my contacts, because I have a lot of contacts that I've been working with over the years, etc. So that's just a hypothetical task list that I'm going to create. So I made this task list for myself. I can save that right here. All right. So we've got referral appreciation as a task list configured. Now, from now on, I know that this is a standard practice that I go by. If I go to contact manager and let's say I edit this contact, what I can do is I can go to actions, assign task list, and I can select that referral appreciation from the task list here and add them in. Boom. I've got all of these. They're pending. I need to do all of them and do that. So these two are due today. I need to call them today. And then in a week, I need to call and check. So that's what I need to do today. And I can go one by one and say, okay, so I did call. This one is completed. I don't need a reminder anymore. Done. So this was a call. And then the next task, I can view that. That's all right. So I did send a gift. So this is going to be send gift right there. I can put in a note. I don't know. Chocolate bar was sent out. I don't need reminders, completed, and so on and so forth. And now I need to follow up next week just to see if they received the gift, if they liked it, etc., etc. So you see how I can use task lists to, to assign a series of tasks at the same time to a contact. So I have reminders for things that I need to do. So I can set this and just leave, and then uh, just stick to the dashboard here. I have all my reminders here available. And I can just go one by one, take care of uh, things that need to be done right there. So let me just take a look here. Actions. All right. Send message, send SMS, schedule an event. That's just scheduling something in the event calendar if you want to. Just add a calendar event there. For example, if you have a meeting, you can also add a sales funnel, and you can basically, uh, let's say, configure a sales funnel for this contact. Um, if you don't want it anymore, you can just remove the sales funnel and it just takes it away. And we have the add new transaction, which is if the person buys or sells a property, you can configure that. I again refer you to my last week's session, which we talked about these things. Finally, we have delete and unsubscribe. So there you have it. These are a bunch of features that I just wanted to point out that are available that can help you um, understand. You can see that it even mentions here it was referred by John Doe in 2025. So you have all that information right in front of you. This is a great card for you to have in front of you when you want to contact this person. So you have all the information available, and you can refer to any of the information there. So you have your notes, you have your tasks, you have your completed tasks, you have your system tasks. So if that person tells you that I received that email, you know exactly what that email could have been if it was an automated email going out. All right. Let me now check out your questions. I have a question by Jeff. So thank you very much, Jeff, for being with us. Good morning to you as well. When a contact unsubscribes and you want to reactivate the email, do you copy and send the link? Or when you click resubscribe, the link goes to them automatically? No, you have to copy and send the link. Uh, it is going to it has to be a manual function. If the system sends it out automatically, they've unsubscribed, so they're not going to receive the email, right? So that's why you need to copy and send them yourself. So they receive the link, they're going to fill out the form. The system is then going to send them a resubscription verification. They'd have to click on that link, and then it will be active afterwards. So thank you for your question right there. Perfect. So this is it. I hope it was informative for you. A lot to talk about, and I went through them quite rapidly. So I hope you were able to keep track. But nevertheless, this session is recorded and will be available for you to review if you want to go back to it and check it out. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week. Stay safe, and I'll see you again next time, next week with a different topic. Goodbye.